will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. Hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and glad that you've come to join me in studying A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 139, here on Friday, May the 19th of 2023. I will accept atonement for myself, sitting here on the banks of Lake Drummond, which is dammed up South Creek at the Springfield Botanical Garden. I will accept atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice, for here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There is no doubt that is not rooted here. There is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single simple question, what am I? Wow, all conflict is a question of who you are. Yet who could ask this question except one who has refused to recognize himself? Only refusal to accept yourself could make the question seem to be sincere. The only thing that can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. From this one point of certainty, it looks on other things as certain as itself. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception on a scale so vast, its magnitude can hardly be conceived. To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you are really dead. For what is life except to be yourself? And what but you can be alive instead? Who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? He merely states that he is not himself, and therefore being something else becomes a questioner of what that something is. Yet he could never be alive at all unless he knew the answer. If he asks as if he did not know, it merely shows he does not want to be the thing he is. He has accepted it because he lives, has judged against it and denied its worth, and has decided that he does not know the only certainty by which he lives. Thus he becomes uncertain of his life, for what it is has been denied by him. It is for this denial that you need atonement, or should I say, it is for this denial that you need atonement. Your denial made no change in what you are, but you have split your mind into what knows and does not know the truth. You are yourself. There is no doubt of this, and yet you doubt it. But you do not ask what part of you can really doubt yourself. What part of you can really doubt yourself? It cannot really be a part of you that asks this question, for it asks of one who knows the answer. Were it part of you, uncertainty would be impossible. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and be unsure of what you really are. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and to be unsure of what you really are. This is the depth of madness, yet it is the universal question of the world. The depth of madness is the universal question of the world. What does this prove except the world is mad? Why share its madness in the sad belief that what is universal here is true? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. And they will come again until the time atonement is accepted, or they will come again until the time that atonement is accepted. And they learn it is impossible to doubt yourself and not to be aware of what you are. Only acceptance can be asked of you, For what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that you believe the contradiction, that you know not what you cannot fail to know. Is this a question or a statement which denies itself in statement? Let us not allow our holy minds to occupy themselves with senseless musings such as this. We have a mission here. We did not come to reinforce the madness which we once believed in. Let us not forget the goal that we accepted. It is more than just our happiness alone we come to gain. What we accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be along with us. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does Atonement teach, and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. This does Atonement teach. Let's read that again. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does Atonement teach, and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. And I think that sentence in particularly is really points to the idea that the word atonement can be thought of as Atonement. Let's read it again with that in mind. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. Look lovingly on them so that they know that you're part of they're part of you and you of them. This does Atonement teach, and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. Today accept Atonement or Atonement. Today accept Atonement, not to change reality, but merely to accept the truth about yourself and go your way rejoicing in the endless love of God. It is but this that we are asked to do. It is but this that we will do today. 5 minutes in the morning and at night we will devote to dedicate our minds to our assignment for today. We start with this review of what our mission is. I will accept Atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. We have not lost the knowledge that God gave to us when he created us like him. We can remember it for everyone. And in creation are all minds as one. In our memory is the recall how dear our brothers are to us in truth, how much a part of us is every mind, how faithful they have really been to us, and how our Father's love contains us all. In thanks for all creation in the name of its Creator and his oneness, with all aspects of creation, we repeat our dedication to our cause today. Each hour, as we lay aside all thoughts that would distract us from our holy aim. For several minutes, let your mind be cleared of all the foolish cobwebs which the world would weave around the Holy Son of God, and learn the fragile nature of the chains that seem to keep the knowledge of yourself apart from your awareness, as you say, I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. Okay, he wants us to think about our oneness with each other as we, each hour of the day. And he says for several minutes. Now he wants us to take the longer period, morning and night, of 5 minutes. So, we're only talking about, maybe 3 minutes on the hour. And if you can't do it, at least try to bring your memory to the idea. I will accept Atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. And if you're able, spend 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of letting it soak in and Let it shade in all the happenings and the thoughts of that hour. And be sure to do it in the morning and in the evening. Hopefully, the last 5 minutes before you go to sleep and the first 5 minutes before you awaken. And I usually read my lesson the day before so that I'm prepared to do that 5 minutes without even having to read, because I know what I'm going to do. I just open my book. Oh, I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. And then I go ahead and I read my lesson after I've done my 5 minutes. And a lot of times I'll do it again by then, because I'll do a little study for about an hour, and then by then it's time to do your first hour. Okay, so I will accept atonement or atonement for myself. You can say it either way as far as I'm concerned. I haven't figured, like I've already told you, I'm not sure which way he really wants us to say it. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading. Littleness versus magnitude, which is section 4 in chapter 15, the purpose of time. And as you're turning there, let me tell you a little bit about marigolds. I had this all, there's so many plants here at this botanical garden. I could have picked a number of one. I saw some Joe Pye plants that I thought, well, we were just talking about those the other day. But I'd already had these, and I was going to put these in my garden. I picked them up this morning. And but I want to tell you a little bit about marigolds in general. Tagetes, I think, Tagetes is the genus. And I don't know what species this is, but here's what it says in general in the Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Cheerful flowers native to Central and South America, marigolds are strikingly beautiful and amazingly easy to grow. Direct sow seeds in full sun once soil has warmed. They should germinate within a week. Edible flowers, they're edible. Edible flowers offer a range of flavors from sweet and soft to subtly spicy, and are stunning additions to salads. Enjoy this annual along walkways as a border plant or tucked into the garden anywhere you desire a burst of radiant color. And they also are excellent about companion planting to there's a lot of different insects that don't enjoy them, and I've heard a lot of people plant them for insect control. So keep that in mind. You can do a little research. I haven't done that research well. The one I want to talk to you about today is a much bigger one than this. It's the orange Hawaii sunflower that Baker Creek has, and it says colossal blooms can grow 5 inches wide, big old 5-inch blooms, and are a vivid tangerine orange. Orange Hawaii is the most striking and beautiful African type. This behemoth bloom will wow in the garden and are rich in the orange-hued antioxidant beta-carotene, making them a top choice for making natural dyes for fabrics or for food. Orange Hawaii is also the gold standard for feeding to poultry to enhance the orange color of egg yolks. A bold landscape plant, proudly standing 3 foot tall and smothered in massive flowers, the best for making marigold garlands and altars. So that's your orange Hawaii marigold, and which it's a Tagetes, and actually I do know the species of not this one here, but of the one we just read about, the orange Hawaii, is the Taxatus or Taxatus erecta. Okay, let's go take a look in our reading now in the text. Littleness versus magnitude, starting in paragraph 22 in chapter 15. Be not content with littleness, but be sure you understand what littleness is and why you could never be content with it. Oh, I was going to tell you what was going on around the earth world too. Let's go ahead and do that. Girls and Boys Club Day, celebrate your elected officials day, hepatitis testing day, national and international defense transportation day. Eisenhower started that. President Eisenhower in 1957, I believe. He set up the interstate system as being a defense system, basically. International Virtual Assistance Day, Jerusalem Day, It means the city of peace. I think we'll leave it at that today. It certainly needs to live up to its name today, doesn't it? 1967, when the East Bank and the West Bank were reunited after the Six-Day War. That was, like I said, in 1967 is when they came up with the Jerusalem Day. Malcolm X Day, which he lived from May 19th, 1925, till he was assassinated in February 21st of 65. May Ray Day, which is to celebrate, what is that? Oh, celebrate the sun rays. And there's a nice album called by Calm Steve, known by May Ray Day. NASCAR Day, National Asian and Pacific Islander HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, National Bike to Work Day, National Devil's Food Cake Day, National Pizza Party Day, Plant Something Day, and World IBD Day, inflammatory bowel disease. Okay, now we can go back to reading. Littleness versus magnitude. Be not content with littleness, but be sure you understand what littleness is and why you could never be content with it. Littleness is the offering you gave yourself. You offered this in place of magnitude, and you accepted it. Everything in this world is little because it is a world made out of littleness and the strange belief that littleness can content you. When you strive for anything in this world with the belief that it will bring you peace, you're belittling yourself and blinding yourself to glory, or from glory. It actually says to glory. Think of it as from glory. Littleness and glory are the choices open to your striving and your vigilance. You'll always choose one at the expense of the other. Yet what you do not realize each time you choose is what your choice is, your evaluation of yourself. Yet what you do not realize each time you choose is that your choice is your evaluation of yourself. Choose littleness and you will not have peace, for you will have judged yourself unworthy of it. And whatever you offer as a substitute is much too poor a gift to satisfy you. It is essential that you accept the fact, and accept it gladly, that there is no form of littleness that can ever content you. You are free to try as many as you wish, but all you will be doing is to delay your homecoming. For you will be content only in magnitude, which is your home. There is a deep responsibility you owe yourself, and one which you must learn to remember all the time. The lesson will seem hard at first, but you will learn to love it when you realize that it is true and constitutes a tribute to your power. You who have sought and found littleness, remember this. Every decision which you make stems from what you think you are and represents the value that you put upon yourself. Believe the little can content you, and by limiting yourself you will not be satisfied. For your function is not little, and it is only by finding your function and fulfilling it that you can escape from littleness. 25. There is no doubt about what your function is, for the Holy Spirit knows what it is. There is no doubt about its magnitude, for it reaches you through Him from magnitude. You do not have to strive for it because you have it. All your striving must be directed against littleness. Remember how he says, be vigilant only for God and His kingdom? Well, all your striving must be directed against littleness, for it does require vigilance to protect your magnitude in this world. To hold your magnitude in perfect awareness in a world of littleness is a task the little cannot undertake. Yet it is asked of you in tribute to your magnitude and not your littleness. Nor is it asked of you alone. 26. The power of God will support every effort you make on behalf of His dear Son. Search for the little, and you deny yourself His power. God is not willing that His Son be content with less than everything. For He is not content without His Son, and His Son cannot be content with less than His Father has given Him. He asked you once before, would you be hostage to the ego or host to God? Let this question be asked you by the Holy Spirit in you every time you make a decision. For every decision you make does answer this and invite sorrow or joy accordingly. 27. When God gave himself to you in your creation, he established you as host to him forever. He has not left you, and you have not left him. All your attempts to deny his magnitude and make his son hostage to the ego cannot make little whom God has joined with him. Every decision you make is for heaven or for hell, and will bring your awareness of what you decided for, either for joy or for sorrow, heaven or hell, peace or anger, upset. The Holy Spirit, those are your two choices. The Holy Spirit can hold your magnitude clean of all littleness, clearly and in perfect safety in your minds, untouched by every little gift the world of littleness would offer you. But for this you cannot side against him in what he wills for you. 28. Decide for God through him, for littleness and the belief that you can be content with littleness are the decisions you have made about yourself. The power and the glory that lie in you from God are for all who, like you, perceive themselves as little and have deceived themselves into believing that littleness can be blown up by them into a sense of magnitude that can content them. Neither give littleness nor accept it. Don't give littleness, don't see anyone little, and don't accept it. See everyone as the God that the Christ that gives them life. The God that gives them life. Neither give littleness nor accept it. All honor is due the host of God. All honor is due the host of God. Your littleness deceives you, but your magnitude is of him who dwells in you and in whom you dwell. Touch no one then with littleness in the name of Christ, eternal host unto his Father. In this season, Christmas, which is when Helen received it evidently, in this season, Christmas, which celebrates the birth of holiness into this world, join with me who decided for holiness for you. It is our task together to restore the awareness of magnitude to the host whom God appointed for himself. It is beyond all your littleness to give the gift of God, but not beyond you. For God would give himself through you. He reaches from you to everyone and beyond everyone to his Son's creation, but without leaving you. Far beyond your little world, but still in you, he extends forever. Yet he brings all his extensions to you as host to him. 30. Is it a sacrifice to leave littleness behind and wander not in vain? It is not sacrifice to wake to glory, but it is a sacrifice to accept anything less than glory. Learn that you must be worthy of the Prince of Peace, born in you in honor of him whose host you are. You know not what love means because you have sought to purchase it with little gifts, thus valuing it too little to be able to understand its magnitude. Love is not little, and love dwells in you, for you are host to him. Before the greatness that lives in you, your poor appreciation of yourself and all the little offerings you have given slip into nothingness. Holy child of God, when will you learn that only holiness can content you and give you peace? 31. Remember that you learn not for yourself alone, no more than I did. This is Jesus talking. It is because I learned for you that you can learn of me. I would but teach you what is yours, so that together we can replace the shabby littleness that binds the host of God to guilt and weakness with the glad awareness of the glory that is in him. My birth in you is your awakening to grandeur. Welcome me not into a manger, but into the altar of holiness, where holiness abides in perfect peace. My kingdom is not of this world because it is in you, and you are of your Father. Let us join in honoring you, who must remain forever beyond littleness. 32. Decide with me who have decided to abide with you. I will as my Father wills, knowing His will is constant and at peace forever with itself. You will be content with nothing but His will. Accept no less, remembering that everything I learned is yours. What my Father loves, I love as He does, and I can no more accept it as what it is not than He can, and no more can you. When you have learned to accept what you are, you will make no more gifts to offer to yourselves, for you will know you are complete, in need of nothing, and unable to accept anything for yourself. But you will gladly give, having received. The host of God need not seek to find anything. 33. If you're wholly willing to leave salvation to the plan of God, instead of to yourself alone, and unwilling to attempt to grasp for peace yourself, salvation will be given you. Yet think not you can substitute your plan for His. Rather join with me in His, that we may release all those who would be bound, proclaiming together that the Son of God is host to Him. Thus will we let no one forget what you would remember, and thus will you remember it. And the last paragraph, 34, call forth in everyone only the remembrance of God and of the heaven that is in Him. For where you would help your brother be, there will you think you are. Hear not his call for hell and littleness, but only his call for heaven and greatness. Forget not that his call is yours, and answer him with me. God's power is forever on the side of His host, for it protects only the peace in which He dwells. Lay not littleness before His holy altar, which rises above the stars and reaches even to heaven, because of what is given it. Okay, well, let's sing our lesson for today. I accept atonement. Okay, ready? I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. For I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. Thank you for joining me today.